Have you ever wondered what it would be like to actually harvest your own honey? Well, today we're going to demystify one of the most rewarding hobbies out there, beekeeping. We're going to turn that complex buzz of questions into a simple, clear guide to get you started. That, that right there is the feeling. It's that pure, simple astonishment of tasting honey that you help bring into the world. It is the sweet reward that sits at the very heart of the entire beekeeping journey. You know, it's a fantastic thought, but I get it. That first step can feel a little overwhelming. So we're going to walk through it all together, from those first crucial decisions and the essential gear, all the way to welcoming your bees and, yes, finally harvesting that amazing honey. Okay, let's just dive right in. Before you even think about looking at a catalog for bees or hives, there are three absolutely non-negotiable things you have to do first to really set yourself up for success. Think of this as your pre-flight check. Seriously, skipping any of these steps is kind of like trying to fly a plane without knowing how the controls work. Every expert agrees these are absolutely crucial. Let's be really clear about this. Beekeeping isn't magic. You can't just put bees in a box and hope for the best. You really need to understand their world. So start by reading some books, find your local beekeeping association. They're an incredible resource, and you should seriously consider taking a beginner's class. Understanding bee biology and how to manage pests like the destructive varroa mite, well, that's the foundation for everything else. Next up, and this one is really serious, you have to know how your body reacts to a bee sting. A normal reaction, yeah, it involves some local swelling, redness, some itching, but if you experience severe symptoms, we're talking your heart racing or having trouble swallowing, beekeeping is just not a safe hobby for you, and that's okay. It doesn't matter how much protective gear you wear. And finally, it's all about location, location, location. First things first, check your local laws. Then you've got to think like a bee and a good neighbor. Place the hive away from sidewalks, pools, and play areas. Facing the entrance south gives them a nice little wake-up call from the morning sun, and a windbreak protects them from harsh weather. And maybe most importantly, bees need food, so make sure there are plenty of flowers nearby for them to forage. All right, so you've done your prep work. Now it's time for the fun part, the gear. Let's talk about the physical home for your bees and the tools you're going to need to be a good landlord. So, the hive you're going to see pretty much everywhere is called a Langstroth hive. And the best way to think about it isn't just as a box, but as this modular, vertical city that you can expand or even shrink based on what the colony needs throughout the year. The whole system it's incredibly logical. Down at the bottom, you've got the brood boxes. That's the nursery, the engine room of the whole colony, where the new bees are raised. Right above that, you can place a queen excluder, which is basically a clever little gate that keeps the larger queen down below. And then on top, those are the honey supers. That's the pantry, where they store all that extra honey just for you. These are your essentials. You're going to use them pretty much every single time you visit the hive. Your full bee suit gives you confidence. The smoker is your key to a calm hive. It just masks their alarm signals. It doesn't hurt them. You'll use that hive tool constantly to pry apart boxes sealed with that sticky bee glue they make called propolis. And finally, some good gloves and a soft brush help you work carefully without hurting any of your bees. Okay, you've done your homework, you've got the gear. Now for the most exciting part of all, it's time to bring home the bees. You know, it really helps to think of a colony as one giant family. You've got one queen. She's the mother of literally everyone in the hive. Then you have the drones, who are her sons, and their only job is to mate. And then there's the vast, vast majority, the worker bees. These are her daughters, and they do everything else. So here's a crucial decision. How do you buy your first bees? You basically have two main options. A package is cheaper, but it's just a box of loose, kind of confused bees with a queen they don't even know yet. A nuke, on the other hand, that stands for nucleus colony, is a small, fully functioning hive that's already working together with a proven queen. For beginners, a nuke is by far the recommended choice. It gives you a much higher chance of success right from the start. Listen up, because this is a classic rookie mistake. Do not wait until spring to think about buying your bees. Reputable suppliers sell out fast, and I mean fast, often by January or February, so secure your bees first, even before you have all your equipment ready to go. Okay, so your bees are installed in their new home. Your job now shifts from setup to caretaker. This means regular, but definitely not constant check-ins. During the busy season, say spring and summer, a weekly inspection is plenty. You're really just looking for a few key things. Is the queen healthy and laying eggs? Are there any signs of pests or disease? Do they have enough space to grow? And probably most importantly, are they showing any signs of wanting to swarm? And that right there brings us to the real art of beekeeping. See, swarming is a colony's natural way to reproduce. They raise a new queen, and then the old queen leaves with about half the bees. Your primary job is to spot those warning signs and intervene, because keeping all those bees in one hive means you have a much larger workforce gathering nectar, which directly translates to a massive honey harvest for you. So you've guided your colony through an entire season. You've managed their space, you've watched for pests, and you've prevented them from swarming. Now you get to enjoy the fruits, or I guess the honey, of all your labor. You know, the process itself is pretty straightforward, and it's just so satisfying. You only take the frames that the bees have capped with wax. That's their signal to you that the honey is ready. After you gently brush all the bees off, you use a special knife to uncap the wax. You spin the frames in a machine called an extractor, strain out any wax bits, and then you jar your beautiful, raw honey. And as you're enjoying that very first spoonful, just let this number sink in for a second. 2 million flower visits for a single pound of honey. It's just a powerful reminder of the incredible, tiny workforce you're now a part of, and the wonder of the natural world humming away right in your own backyard. Beekeeping is one of those journeys where you might start thinking you're the manager, but you quickly realize you're a student of the natural world. It really connects you to the seasons and rewards you in ways you can't even imagine. So the real question isn't just if you're ready to keep bees, but are you ready to see the world a little bit more through their eyes?